Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my presentation. I am Mohammad Farzanul Shanto. My student ID is 23106371107. Today, in this presentation, I will discuss the general summation, average, present value, future value, calculation, etc. You can see in my screen that I have shared that in B column there are sales value and in C column there are commissions. If we want to calculate the summation of all of these sales and commission, we apply some formulas in these cells. At first, we have to select the cell that we can apply the formula that equal to sum. If we write sum, then we can see that there is the formula. We have to, for selecting this formula, when we press the tab button, then there the hints, the number one. That means if we want the range of this value summation, we have to select this. For this, we select the cell B2. That means the column number B and row number 2. It's B2. We can see that there are we need to go to 16 row. So you can select this by pressing Ctrl Shift and down arrow and then bracket close. This the Excel sheet will recognize that the starting and end value of a table. So this is quite easy to mark all the values by keyboard. Then if we and then when we press enter button, then there is the summation value. Again, there if we want to make summation of commissions, then we have to press equal to, again sum, tab, then select the cell, and then Control Shift down arrow, then bracket close. When we press enter button, we get the value, summation value of commission and cells. Again, we want we want to calculate average value. For this purpose, we press enter. Sorry, we press equal to, then A, B, E. Here is the average. Then we press tab button. You can see that average formula. Again, we select this, Control Shift down arrow, and close the bracket. Press enter, and here we can see the average value of cells. Again, in this process, when we want to calculate the commissions average, then there is equal to average tab, then select the first cell, then Control Shift down arrow, then close it. Press enter. Here is the average value of the commissions. In this way, we can find out the calculation of summation and average of sales and commission. Then the next we want to calculate the present value of these values. Here you can see that the recommended rate, year, select the cell. Then if we want to calculate the present value, so we apply the formula equal to PV, then press tab. After pressing tab button, there is the hints of the equations, sorry, formulas. So we can see the hints and calculate the rate. Then here is the rate. Press it, then we need comma, then n part, that means it's year. Here is the year, then comma, the PMT. We have no PMT. So we we fill it by 0, then comma, future value. Because of cash inflow and outflow, we need a minus figure for this, so we can find out the value positive. After pressing enter button, here you can see the present value of these elements. You can see that in the P5 cells, there is a month, 12 month. If we calculate, if we want to calculate the present value monthly, then we have to apply the formula equal to PV, then rate. But this time we have to divide by month, then comma, and for n per, we have to select the year and multiply by month. Then comma, PMT, that value is 0, and again minus future value. By closing the bracket, press enter button. Here you can see the monthly present value of these elements. Again, if we want to calculate future value, this time we will apply FV formula. Here you can see the rate, comma, then year, comma. We have no payment, so there will be 0, then present value. Close the bracket. Sorry. This interval. Here you can see the present value. For monthly calculation, equal to FV rate, then divide by month, comma, a year, multiply by month, comma, then PMT is 0, then comma, then present value. Closing the bracket, here is the total future value of this element. This is the present value annuity. If we want to calculate the present value, here you can see the future value payment rate, month, year. So if we want to calculate this, we have to select the cell, then equal to, because of this is a present value of annuity, we have to calculate. So we will apply present value formula. Step button, there is a rate. Because of monthly payment and monthly present value of annuity, we have to divide by the month, then year, multiply by the month, then comma, payment. Here is the payment value. So we fill it down, then future value. Closing the bracket, then press enter button. Here you can see the actual rate. This and this. The average is and future value annuity. In this process, we will calculate the again same process. That means here is the, you can see that. So equal to FV, then tab button, write this, then comma, the year it's, then PMT, closing the bracket. Here is the result that two are same. When we apply this again same process, equal to FE, tab button, then rate, divide by month, comma, year, multiply by month, comma, their payment days, comma. Here is the present value. Closing the bracket, interval. Here you can see the two values are same. In this way, we can find out present value of NUT and future value of NUT. Here, if you want to calculate input, that means year, the total actual year of the present value for the deposited scheme. So we can apply the formula equal to NPER. Here you can see the N per value, N per formula. So for calculating the year, the recommended rate, payment, present value, future value, the rate is 12%. Then comma, payment. Here we have no payment. So it will be 0, present value, this present value, then comma and future value. Here is the future value. Closing the bracket, then enter button. Here you can see the two values are same. Again, in this, if we want to calculate for deposit scheme, equal to NPER, then here is the rate. Then because of monthly deposit scheme, so we have to divide by month. Again, payment app, comma, there you need present value. Here is the present value and future value. Here is the future value. Then close the bracket, press enter button. Here you can see the 13.78 year. If we want to calculate rate, this will be act as like a same. We have to press equal to, then write rate. Here you can see the rate formula. Press tab button. We need the year. Here is the year. Then comma, payment. You can see that is payment, comma, and present value. Here is the present value, comma, and future value. Here is the future value. Then closing the bracket, we can. Here is the rate 5.58%. Thank you, everyone. That's all of today. This is the presentation about present value, future value, present value annuity, future value annuity, and calculation of year and rate. Thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.